Hello, welcome back to another FPL video. Hope everyone is doing well. We've just finished Game Week 18 and we're straight into the double Game Week 19. Today, because we've had a few kind of updated fixtures, the Leeds game has been postponed with Southampton, and we also have Aston Villa now having a nice double Game Week. I thought I'd take a look at a kind of like an updated wildcard template / draft. If you're new around here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you do enjoy the video, and let's just get straight on into this one. So as always with the draft videos, I've kind of got the FPL website open here because we're going to do a little bit of tinkering. I put these 6 players in here already as kind of a template. It was basically the same as the template I had last week, bar a couple of changes. I put Martinez in there now for sure, just because they have that double game week fixture now, including Newcastle, and I think not only is he a very good option for the double game week now, but also going after the double game week, Aston Villa have nice fixtures, and I think that Martinez will most but likely be the highest scoring goalkeeper in FPL this season. The only other change has been Creswell. Now that spot was Soufal before, but it seems like Creswell is the one actually getting the attacking returns. So if you can afford Creswell, you can go Soufal up to Creswell. If you can't, then you can just bring in Soufal, who looks like a pretty decent option as well. We've got Cancelo from Man City. Man City defence looks unbelievable, and he is definitely due an attacking return. There's not really too much more to say about Salah, De Bruyne and Fernandes. It's not necessarily whether you're going to have them in your team this week, it's more about which one do you captain for this week. But I think this is reasonably the kind of main template you should be looking to build your team around. Then the kind of first defender spot here, I'm considering this one as kind of like a 5 mil option. There's plenty of players you can choose at that price bracket. You could go for Eric Bailly, who although got an injury in the FA Cup, seemingly played in the Burnley game. He's got a decent double game week fixture, and also Man United have good fixtures after the double game week 19 to buy is definitely an option. Eric Dyer is definitely an option, another one who might have picked up like a slight injury in the Fulham game, which some people are saying that maybe why he couldn't kind of jump for that Fulham goal. I don't know, hopefully he does play this weekend, but Eric Dyer is definitely another one you could consider that in that kind of 5 mil spot. The player we are going to go for is John Stones from Manchester City. He's kind of made that centre-back spot his own. Looks very unlikely now to be rotated with anyone else. He's got a great partnership with Diaz. Not only does he have a very good double game week against Crystal Palace and against Villa, he also has very good fixtures after the double game week. So I think Stones, the kind of double up on Man City defence, is definitely something that is very viable. This next defender spot, I'm considering this as kind of like a 4.5 mil spot. You can kind of make this one your own. Whether you have a bit more money, you can go up. You can get in maybe like a Leeds defender like Dallas, although he has a single game week, it is against Brighton, so still looks like a decent option. Or you can maybe go a little bit cheaper like Peters, even Yedlin. For now, I'm going to put in Loughton just because he's a cheapish player who we know is going to start week in, week out. This spot, as I say, is really up to you as to whether you want this player to play in the double game week. Burnley are a side that I'm perfectly comfortable with having as kind of like a first or a second player on the bench because they're a very defensively based team. They could pick up a clean sheet in any game they play, really. So I think that having a Burnley defender on the bench isn't a bad idea at all. And the final defender spot here, we're going to be putting in Tyrick Mitchell for Crystal Palace, a 3.9 mil option, playing player now. It looks like he's made that left back spot his own. Going to soon, I'm sure, going to go back up in price to that 4 mil spot. No, I mean, he doesn't play in the double game week, or he does, has a single game week, against Manchester City, so you wouldn't really be playing him. But from there on in, from game week 20 to 26, he actually is very playable, a nice little rotatable asset and a good player to have on your bench. If any games were to be called off, I think Mitchell is a great player to have in there. And quickly, just to fill out the final goalkeeper spot, we're going to put in just a dud 4 mil goalkeeper. I will say quickly with your dud goalkeeper, make sure it's not on a team that you could potentially in the future triple up on. I see a lot of people going Macy for Arsenal. Yes, in the near future we may not want to triple up on Arsenal, but if they hit a very good run of form, they've got some cheap assets in there you could definitely bring in. So for me, I'm looking at Button for West Brom. So I think at no point will I be looking to triple up on West Brom this season. And then the fourth midfielder spot, this spot for me is kind of like a mid-tier premium asset and is mainly between 2 players, and that is Son and Rashford. I've seen a lot of people going with Son for the kind of security that he's very high ownership, along with Kane, the kind of Spurs boys, very highly owned, and if they do pop off, you stand to miss out if you don't own them. But I've also seen, and the player I'm going to actually put in here is Rashford, a bit more of a differential, has got very good double game week and got good fixtures going on thereafter. He also is a very easy transfer pretty much from Rashford to Son. So I think either one you go for, you can always bring the other one in if one of them doesn't play particularly well. But for now, we're going to go with Rashford in there. And this final midfield spot is actually going to be filled up by Smith Rowe. Just a kind of enabling player that allows you to do a lot more, and is a playing 4.5 mil midfielder. Not only is he playing, he's getting into some very advanced positions for Arsenal, unlike the likes of Romeo and Basuma for Brighton and Southampton, who do play week in, week out for their respective teams. Smith Rowe gets very high up the pitch, actually playing in that number 10 position. So I think he's a very good kind of enabling player and a good player to have on your bench. Now comes to the 3 attacking assets, and we actually are going to include Bamford. Although he does have a single game week against Brighton, I think that Leeds can tear apart Brighton as they did to the likes of West Brom and as they did to the likes of Newcastle. And Bamford, after the double game week, is definitely a player you're going to want to own. So why not have him in now? A lot of you probably already own him and have value in him. I don't think there's a particular need to necessarily take him out. Bringing him in if you don't own him is kind of a different conversation, a different debate, but I still think at 6.6 mil he offers very, very good value for the amount of opportunities and the amount of chances that Leeds do create. Now, the next attacker, and another man, a very popular discussion point for this week, and that is Antonio. Now, a lot of people do want him, like myself, but are unable to bring him in because we weren't too sure about whether he would be fit for the double game week. It seems like he will, because they've now sold Haller to Ajax, so seemingly you would think that Antonio would start and play a full 90 in both games, and if he does, for 6.2 million, West Ham have the best double game week fixtures, as I think most people know. So I think Antonio is a great option there. And the final attacking spot is going to be filled by Ollie Watkins for Aston Villa, getting a nice little Aston Villa asset in there, because Aston Villa have been very, very good this season. From an attacking perspective, Ollie Watkins is definitely a massive part of that. Not only for the double game week do they have okay fixtures, but after the double game week they have pretty good fixtures as well. So I think Ollie Watkins is definitely a good option. Now this brings the team value up to 102.2 million. As I said, if you don't quite have that budget, you can maybe knock down Creswell to someone like Soufal. You can even take Loughton down a little bit cheaper to maybe like a 3.8, 3.9 formal defensive option. If you have a little bit more money, you could upgrade the likes of Watkins and Smith Rowe to Grealish, as I think Grealish will definitely be outscoring Watkins for the rest of the season. And Aston Villa also have some double game weeks that are due to be played, so it's not a bad idea to hold their assets either. I hope you have enjoyed this quick little look at Game Week 19 Wildcard. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you did enjoy the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.